If you like the video, please consider supporting us on Patreon.
Working from home tips when making video. Whether you're writing a script, doing pre-production, or shooting videos, or editing them, all of it can be done at home, and we do it. I have a home office. Manu has a home office. Well, his is a full editing suite. If you're here and you don't produce video, these tips work. If you're working from home, you're working from home. Welcome to Pull My Focus, Adventures in the World of Digital Filmmaking, where we give you the inside tips you need to make great video. More often than not, in the last 25 plus years, I've worked from home. And I figured out, to a certain degree, things that work and don't work around being productive at home and being in that frame of mind. So these tips I'm going to give you aren't like, do the specific thing. They're going to be a little bit broader and they're more contextual, because that's what's more important. And really what you'll see is it's about being in a mental state. That is that mental state of producing work while at home versus being at home and chilling and doing whatever things you normally do while you're at home. Make rules and be honest with yourself. If you're used to working in an office, you're around other people, you're all in the same boat together, and that can be motivating, as well as, your boss and deadlines and whatnot that are in that space, making sure you stay on the rails. Well, when you're working from home, it's a little bit different. You've got to self-rail. How do you do that? Rules that become habits. I'm an avid PC gamer. I've been playing video games since they were invented. I'm currently, a few hundred hours into Red Redemption 2. Arthur Morgan, you're gonna be a good man.
If you cross me, I will cut you down.
Those games, especially when they first come out, will suck hours, wonderful hours, but not when I'm working. So I made a rule, no PC games before end of the workday. So I don't play a game until 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock on Fridays if things been going well. I've done it for so long, it's become a habit now. If I have a weekday off, I still can't play a video game before 5. I'm just wired not to do it. And to be honest, that's fine with me. It's a good thing. I get plenty of hours to take care of Arthur Morgan. Trust me, you're at home, you're not just in a different physical space, you're in a different mental space. You need to stay in the work mental space, and it's easy for your thing to slide you right out of it. Boom, productivity tanks. Do video chats with people, coworkers, whoever, as often as possible. Nothing is better than face-to-face communication, meeting someone in person. That's why we fly all over the place to meet clients, to go to expos, conferences, and whatnot. When you can't, the next best thing is video. I know, it's what we do for a living. Manu and I, my business partner who does the editing videos, we have for over 5 years without fail had a 10 a.m. Google video hangout every morning. It gives us time to get up, get some work done before the call, and then have the call and connect. And the thing about the call is that half of it, it's about an hour, isn't even about business. It's just, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Fun stuff, whatever, like connecting with another human being. And it's not a problem. It's actually a good thing because we're not in an office where we can get that connection at some point during the day. You get up, you need to rejuvenate and go talk to somebody. Well, we get that in the morning. We're good to go for most of the day. If we need something, we'll check in again. I found that doing a video call, video hangout, is so much more powerful than a phone call, conference call, email, Slack, all that stuff. All useful, all part of getting business done and being connected. Connecting at some point over video is a lot more powerful. And with technology today, there's no reason why you can't be on a video call. If you don't have a webcam, you've got a phone with video on it, and that'll connect to Google Hangout, Discord video, Zoom, FaceTime, Facebook video. There's so many different ways now, WebEx, you name it. You're working at home, but you don't live alone. Roommate, spouse, significant other, And maybe they work from home as well. My wife also works from home. She's a journalist and she's almost always on deadline. Honey, you won't believe the length of the hairball the cat just coughed up.
I'm on deadline.
Honey, just found a video on how to split 2-ply toilet paper into 2 ones. Our bums are saved for another
Deadline.
2 Bonjour, madame. Qu'est-ce que tu fais?
Deadline.
And if she goes, deadline, I immediately stop and walk away and respect that she's in work mode and she can't shift over to spouse mode. We're at home chatting about cat videos. And she does the same for me if I'm crazy, busy, and on a deadline. Key is to respect the other person's work mode and time, and also to check in with the other person when they came to you and you were too busy and go, hey, what was that thing you wanted to show me or tell me about? You're in an office now with your roommate, significant other, spouse, and you want to treat it that way. Whether they work from home or not, you want to ask them, right, to respect, right, your time and your work mode as well, so they don't pull you out of it. It's not an easy thing to do when there's times when we stumble, or particularly when the cats are hungry. They don't listen at all. Create routines. When you work in an office, there are certain routines that are imposed and ones that you create. You know, maybe there's certain stand-up meetings you have at a certain time, when you check in with people, when things are due and whatnot. When you work from home, you will end up creating your own, ones that help keep you going and motivated. I talked earlier about a rule of a habit of not, right, for me, not doing my thing, not playing PC games during the day. Routines are the kind of the opposite things you do. So as I mentioned, we have the 10 a.m. hangout, and that motivates me to have certain things done before I have that call to show Manu or to be able to discuss with him research I have to do, whatever it is. I eat lunch at 11 because I get up pretty early. In the afternoon, I have a set time. The window can shift, but I have a certain set amount of time, a routine of writing, whatever it is, or editing, scripts, copywriting for clients, whatever that might be. So you don't have to have a ton of routines, but what you'll find is it helps keep you on the rails if you have sets that work for the work that you need to do, right? So with video, there's not only writing and editing copy, there's also editing video, right? And other things like that. Look at what you do and create routines and modify them as they go along, and you find what works or doesn't work to keep you on the rails. So you don't have to think all the time about what you need to do. Well, this is the time for my morning hangout. This is the time for me to sit and write, whether I feel like it or not. Sit and write. 25-minute chunk, 5-minute break, another 25-minute chunk, 5-minute break. Great, I got my hour of writing, editing. Dealing with kids? Sorry, I have no advice for you. I don't have any, I don't know. That's out of my league. Sharpening the saw. During the workday, you're gonna find moments where you've got nothing to do. A great way to stay in work mode, but light work mode, is to do something called sharpening the saw. So Stephen Covey talks about it in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And basically what you're doing is it's not learning something brand new. Well, here's the best way to describe it. Back in the aughts, Manu and I and some other cohorts were putting on jazz events in New York City for swing dancers. And we had an interview with the band. And someone asked a question of the bass player, what his practice routine was like. And he says, well, I practice about 5 hours every day. And the first thing I do is I refine the notes. If you think about it, a stand-up bass, unlike a guitar, not only has no frets, but it's crazy long. That's a lot of space to find the note. But this guy is a professional bass player, professional musician. This is what he does for a living. And what's the first thing he does every day when he practices? he refines the notes on those friggin' long strings. So that was kind of eye-opening for everyone in the room. I remember to hear him convey this. And that's his sharpening the saw, reworking that muscle memory of his whole body with that instrument to find those notes. And that's the best way I can describe it. I'm always reading a book on marketing, business, sales, video, or watching videos, reading articles. So what's great about using that time that opens up in your day when you work from home to sharpen the saw is it helps, I find, to keep you in work mode. Always learning something new, getting a new perspective, but also in my own way, I'm sort of refining the notes. The bottom line is it's a different mental state, and you want to work with the physical space that you're in to support you. So if having a separate office works, do it. We don't have a big enough place to do that. I'm shooting video in my dining room where we do other things as well, right? Like dining. Thanks for watching. I hope that was helpful. Don't forget to check out pullmyfocus.tv for the companion articles that go along with our video so that you can skim and scan some of that information if always seeing it in video isn't gonna work for you. I mean, it's all mediums are great. Post questions, comments we watch it regularly because we work from home and we do reply to comments and questions. We love to help people out. Honey, you still love me, don't you?
Deadline.